And at 8:30 sharp, we get the all-aboard call to board the inaugural, first ever Canyon Spirit train departing from here in Denver en route to Salt Lake City. And yes, they even rolled out the red carpets too. I'd head inside and get situated with absolutely no shortage of legroom, which is always appreciated. It's a pretty good setup so far. I mean, like, look at this elbow rest. This is pretty next level. And you got a little schwanky table that pops down. Coffee, please. It's pretty nice. And just like that, we pull out of Union Station, taking our first few strides down the tracks and the start of over 180 miles that we'll cover today from Denver west in the Glenwood Springs for later tonight. We'll roll past Coors Field, home of the Colorado Rockies Major League Baseball team, as well as over 50 tunnels and 18 canyons en route to Salt Lake City. And it is those 18 canyons in which the Canyon Spirit got its name from. And within a few minutes, the city skyline will begin to fade behind us as we begin our ascent into the mountains. And the Canyon Spirit is also the only train in the United States with fresh air access via their open air vestibules, which will come in handy for later on with the sense of the pines and the wilderness in the mountains, or here with that nice little plume of diesel exhaust, which I kind of really like. I don't know if I should be admitting that, but I love the smell of diesel. And not even out of Denver, the staff would commence breakfast service, which started with a blueberry scone, which was super crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and loaded with fruit, which I really liked. Or the other option, a banana muffin, both of which were great. Now, for mains this morning, they had a golden sugar waffle, wild berry parfait, and a veggie frittata. And I went with the veggie frittata and the parfait. The Canyon Spirit doesn't really have any limits, so if you want to try 2 dishes, maybe even try all 3, or maybe you're a grown boy like me, it is absolutely no problem.
You know what else everybody like? Parfaits. Parfaits are delicious.
And right as I was finishing up the last of my parfait, we'd hit our first major landmark, the Big Ten Curve. The Big Ten Curve is a 270-degree curve designed to manage the mountain grade at or below 2.2%, which was the standard grade for mainline railroads when it was completed in 1902. Now, 2.2% doesn't really sound like that much, but when you factor in how strong the winds coming down off the mountains were, these winds would quite often knock engines completely over at the steepest points of the grade, so constructing the Big Ten was absolutely vital to keep trains moving. And from here, we will immediately enter tunnel country. And this is the start of over 30 tunnels in just 13 miles. We would head inside tunnel after tunnel after tunnel, and every time that we would emerge, the landscapes had completely shifted. Different lighting, different terrain, and a brand new set of scenery awaiting us. But the biggest and the most monumental is the Moffat Tunnel. This is a 6-mile long tunnel that goes straight directly under the Continental Divide. Now, in 1923, they would construct the 6-mile long tunnel, which opened up in 1928, 5 years later, and this would cut down the coast-to-coast travel time by almost 200 miles, which means we're plunging into about 10 minutes of complete darkness before we would emerge into an entirely different world. The views over the plains and the mountainous terrain now absolutely front and center.
For a total of 400.
Now, we would pull off on a siding to let something to pass us. And with an increasing amount of foamers waiting trackside, this meant something absolutely huge was just ahead of us. So we are currently pulled off on a siding, as you can tell. and we just got some fantastic news. A train is about to pass by, but not just any train, not just any freight train, specifically the Union Pacific Executive Train. There's no word if the big boy is on it, but oh my god, if the big boy rolled by, what a sight! How on earth do you get to see the big boy? But if you have seen any of my videos, I am the biggest steam train enthusiast, steam train fan. Wouldn't that be a treat? I'm such a foamer. I make fun of foamers, but I'm such a foamer. Oh god, here it comes. Here it comes. Goodbye, rich people. And with the Union Pacific executives aside, we continue west and through the pass. On an absolutely beautiful day too, I might add. I mean, the sun was shining, things were getting really warm. And whether you're taking it in from the vestibule open air platform or these massive full-length floor-to-ceiling windows, it was pretty hard to find complaints here. So the route that the Canyon Spirit takes is the original Denver and Rio Grande Western transcontinental route. So they were able to break through from Denver up to Salt Lake City, and then they met up with the Western Pacific Railroad that went from Salt Lake City into Oakland, technically speaking Emeryville, California, just outside of San Francisco, and that was their transcontinental route. But what's really cool about it is that they also had a whole narrow gauge extension that went from Denver all the way down to Alamosa, Chama, New Mexico, Durango, Colorado, up to Silverton, Colorado, and the resource-rich San Juan Mountains, and actually rode the Durango to Silverton, the Cascade Canyon Special over the winter. I have the summer route all the way to Silverton coming up in June, which I'm really excited for. But this is the entire transcontinental route. And on top of that, coffee's been great. Coffee was hot, coffee was strong. Possibly the most luxurious and most scenic train in the United States. I think one of the things that I'm enjoying the most about this Canyon Spirit ride is that everything is always changing. It's never the same scenery, the same landscapes for too long. Never, I would imagine, never the same on any 2 given days, whether it be spring, summer, fall. They don't operate during the winter months, which I think would be cool if they did. But it's been a fantastic experience so far, and they've just kept the food coming. They're probably going to have to roll me off the dolly, on a dolly, when we get to Glenwood Springs tonight with how much food they've had coming my way from this beautiful Denver and Rio Grande transcontinental route. And speaking of farm to table, or should I say track to table, lunch service was about to begin. And it would start with an arugula salad, accompanied with candied walnuts, cranberries, and shaved parmesan. Now, for mains, they had a Colorado trout with sweet potato mash and a braised chicken burrito. The trout was good, but I'm telling you, this burrito was hands down my favorite dish on the entire trip. And for dessert, it would be accompanied by a pistachio cake from a local bakery in Denver, which I really liked. But I'm telling you, I will never get tired of meals like this and views like that. And it's probably obvious, but in case it wasn't, I love trains. And my true dessert was seeing the California Zephyr pass us heading east shortly after. And that train runs 52 hours from San Francisco, California to Chicago Union Station, which is just another train that I will have to add to my bucket list. But hey, if you want to see that or any of my other train adventures, hit the subscribe button because it's free to do so. At this point, we've been following the mighty Colorado River for a few hours, and we'll continue to follow it until tomorrow night. But this river runs nearly 2,000 miles through the Grand Canyon and into Mexico. And from the train, you are literally seeing parts of the country that are only accessible by rail or raft. And because of that, the Colorado has become famous for its, shall we say, glowing landscapes, where rafters will give trains the old Colorado salute, or a friendly wave. I guess it depends on how you see it. Now, sadly today there were no waivers, and while there were quite a few passengers that were very relieved that we did not see any, I was pretty upset that I just couldn't return the favor. But moonscapes aside, the best portion of the day was right around the bend, and that is the Glenwood Canyon. A rugged and scenic 12.5-mile stretch of track running along rock walls towering over 1,000 feet above us, as the Colorado River not only runs through it, but shaped all of it. And when I said in the intro of this video that there would be postcard-worthy canyons, glowing mountains, and raging rivers on this trip, this is exactly what I was referring to. I've heard that this road is the most scenic in all of America, and I can't confirm that yet, because I haven't ridden every single train, but that Glenwood Canyon, I swear it's not even a canyon, it's more like a gorge, the Glenwood Gorge. Actually, that sounds a whole lot better. They probably should have named it a gorge instead, but it's spectacular. It really is. And I hope that the video does it justice. I don't know if it will, but the towering peaks. Without these 360 windows, there's no way you would have been able to take it all in to appreciate and to see it. I mean, I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed there was no Colorado salutes or Colorado mooners, which is a tradition here, but outside of that, wow, this is one of the most scenic stretches of track, and right now running along, I guess, the very tail end of the Glenwood Canyon in Glenwood Springs. What an amazing end to day one. I'm excited to see what day two has in store for us. A few moments after, we would begin our approach into the town of Glenwood Springs, which is marked by the absolutely iconic Hotel Colorado, as we pulled into the station, drawing a close to day one.
Oh, I got some amazing stuff.